Hey guys, Ellie here. Today, I have a sight that I think a lot of you will be really happy to see. As you can see, this is our sweet Pablo. As happy as always, wagging his little tail. Come on, Pablo. Yeah, he literally stopped wagging it as soon as I recorded him, but now he's wagging again. He's happy. Quit pecking me, Pablo. I appreciate that. But most importantly, he's alive. He's not dead. I know y'all are so excited about that. Most of you already figured, but in my video a few days ago that I made of Pablo in his terrible pond fight with Adam or Steve, I know that some of you were genuinely worried that one of them didn't survive. I know I titled it a fight to the death, but I put in parentheses, not really, just so y'all knew that it wasn't serious. But I know, guys, I know that it was an incredibly brutal thing to watch. There was one person that commented saying that I should have put a disclaimer before the video that it would be very difficult for some viewers to watch, and if you are a more sensitive viewer, that you should click off of the video or just skip forward to a later part of the video. And I usually do that whenever there's like a really gruesome or difficult thing to watch in one of my videos, but I guess I just forgot to this time, or I didn't think it was significant enough that it warranted a disclaimer. So but I think that person was right, is that those are good to put on videos like that. So I apologize. I'm sorry that I didn't do it, and I'll do my best to remember next time. But as for a lot of the other comments, there were so many people saying that, Ellie, you should have jumped in the pond and broke him up. He could have killed Adam or Steve could have killed Pablo. Ellie, don't come crying to us whenever you have a dead duck floating in the pond one day. Or if I was there, I would have jumped in. You best believe that. I saw all sorts of different things along those lines in the video that I put. This video that I'm referring to is from probably 3 or 4 days ago. So go back on my page, just 3 or 4 days, not very long ago, if you want to see the Adam or Steve and Pablo fight. It just happened in this pond right here, and they were going at it really hard. I admit that it was a pretty violent fight. There's Adam or Steve right there. You see, they I've seen them hanging out with each other a few times since then, so they're probably doing okay. They're doing better. Oh look, they're going towards each other right now. They're going to show y'all firsthand that just a little bit of friendly roughhousing. They're still BFFs. No, but guys, like a lot of people that were commenting that, I don't know if y'all really understand that. For one, that's just a part of animal nature. Like there's certain things that are genuinely dangerous that animals do. So I'm not saying that I won't intervene in anything that animals do. There are a few things that I feel like are really dangerous and bad that we need to step in and intervene with. Y'all have seen me do it before, but for something like that, that's just kind of, it's the way that ducks mate. It's the way that all birds in general mate. Ducks just happen to like to be in the water. I saw in the video, you can see that Pablo's neck is above water the entire time, so he's not drowning or anything. Even despite all the beating that Adam or Steve is putting on him, they're walking away from me. I need to go follow him. Even despite how horrible the beating was that Adam or Steve gave him, Pablo was breathing the entire time. There was no risk of drowning. I think you even hear me say that in the video. So that was one reason why I don't think it was necessary to go break it up. But for two, they do that all day, you guys. They literally fight like that just multiple times a day. Not every single day, but whenever they get in those phases, it just, you get what I mean? It happens all the time. So if I were to break up every single fight they had, I'd be jumping in the pond 10 times a day, trying to stop them from fighting. Now tell me, how realistic is that? And how much do they do it when we're not home, when we don't see them? So this is very impractical to jump in the pond and break them up. And guys, you know what the craziest part is that if I were to listen to what those comments said and jump in there and break up Pablo and Adam or Steve, eventually I would have realized that they do it way too much. You can't continue jumping in and breaking them up. So what's the only other way to prevent them from fighting like that is you got to get rid of one of them. You got to rehome them. And so imagine the backlash that we would have received if we rehomed Pablo, or if we rehomed Adam or Steve. There would have been 10 times as many people heartbroken and or angry that I got rid of one of our beloved characters just for doing nothing wrong, just for doing something that's a part of animal nature, the backlash would have been relentless, even more than it was this time, that if I had done something like that. So there really is no pleasing everybody. I've done this long enough, 3+ years on YouTube, to know that when you live in a glass house, that there's no pleasing everybody. What's another video? There was another one very recently that I made where I received quite a bit of backlash. What was it? How can I not remember what it was? It was just 3 or 4 days ago. It was literally the day before Pablo and Adam or Steve. Cause I thought about talking about it, but I forgot. Come on, Ellie, what was it? Oh yeah, that's right. When I mentioned about Charlie and Echo, how they went to Longhorn Lester's. Man, you should have seen how many people in the comment section tore me to shreds for, Ellie, you gave up on those dogs. You didn't try hard enough with them. Like, you should have done this and should have done that to try to get them to work out there. But like I said, they were getting a little bit too excited for comfort with the cats and with the chickens, and so we didn't feel safe for our other animals here with the way they were getting. Like, they started out good at first, but they started regressing really bad, and it wasn't fixable. And we tried so many things to try to get them to work out here. We replaced the skirting under the house that wasn't cheap, like I said. We've modified the yard so that they wouldn't be able to fit through the panels, and they just started climbing over. And whenever that happened, we made sure that they were in the garage at nighttime when we weren't able to watch them, because they seemed to only be bad when we weren't watching them. We put a fan in there so they could be nice and cool, and then they start digging out from under the garage. And when all those things are happening, at some point you just got to realize that, okay, these are not meant to be farm dogs. I don't know where they came from before this. It was my dad who brought them to us. Anyways, we didn't go out and rescue them and bite off more than we can chew. They were brought to us, and so we did our best to make it work, but it just wasn't working out. It just, you know what I mean? There's nothing more to it than that. So we thought that it'd be a better fit at Longhorn Lester's, and we made the right choice. I know that without a shadow of a doubt, because my dad is showing me videos of how happy and how at peace they are over there, because there's no animals that they're tempted to bother. They're not being set up for failure, kind of like they were over here a few times. They have a lot more space to free roam. They don't got to be restrained to a yard or to a garage at certain times of the day. They're just entirely free. And so we made the right choice. And so it's crazy that people could criticize us for doing something that was so good for the dogs. But then if you flip the roles, if we had continued trying to work with the dogs, if we kept them around long enough and something bad happened, which is what I was afraid would eventually happen, if they got Pablo or if they got Cornholio, then it would have been unforgivable that we would be so reckless and irresponsible as to keep those dogs around and let them kill one of our beloved characters that's irreplaceable. There will never be another Pablo and another Cornholio. How could we be so irresponsible? I'm done watching this page. Sanctuary's fallen apart ever since you took over, Ellie. How could you let those dogs do this? You know what I mean? There's no pleasing everybody. But it doesn't really matter, because the videos aren't to please everybody. The videos are to bring light to people's days. These animals that we have, we're so blessed to have so many inspiring and loving characters, and we just want to share them with you guys, because we know that they have had a tremendous impact on our lives, and we want to be able to let them have a tremendous impact on yours as well. And we enjoy bringing light and happiness to people's days, the way so many of you have brought light and happiness to our days. You know what I mean? So, that's that. Alrighty guys, well, with that said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Y'all be sure to let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you guys want to see. I hope you all have an incredibly blessed day, and as I always say, your boy Ellie out.